This essay example, as well as thousands of others, is available in text format on our website for free and without registration. Simply Google Ivy Panda Free Essays.
Need to prepare a practice makes perfect essay, paragraph, or speech. Writing such a text might be challenging, whether it is a 3 words piece or a longer story. Below, you'll find everything you might need to get inspired. Introduction. Practice is one of the keys to success. Why am I saying this? Practice, talent, and being lucky are equally important. They are interconnected in that one cannot exist without the other. No matter how lucky one is, if no practice is done, one is bound to fail. We do practice daily how to live through our experiences, which has a possibility of increasing our harvests. No matter how talented one is likely to forget the essential thing if no practice is done. Why does practice make a man perfect? One's progress will mostly depend on the frequency engaged in and the type of outcome needed for improvement, which mostly gauges one's determination. The practice required depends upon the nature of the activity and upon the individual due to differences in people's nature and desire to learn and achieve more. Practice is an important tool for being successful, and it helps one's goal come true. I hoped I could pass the practical test of a manicure license. The manicure test had 2 parts, the practical and the written one, so I had to practice more than 10 times a day. Practice makes perfect. Stories and examples. Practice influences us all the time. The newborn baby has to practice walking and speaking because no baby is born with the capability of either talking or walking. The baby learns from human beings around them. The baby starts learning step by step. Parents always hold the baby's hands to help the baby make small steps. A baby does have to practice daily until he or she knows how to walk. The baby does always fall. However, parents believe that continued practice can help it achieve its goal of walking. Hence, the baby can walk day by day. Parents always worry about a physical problem like falling down and weak legs before it knows how to walk. Finally, they do feel happy and prosperous after the baby knows how to walk. Practice makes us successful. If you don't practice, you will fail. It did happen to my friend Yuri. We took the same manicure class at Rosemead Beauty School to get the manicure license at the end of the summer. However, before getting the license, we had to complete 400 hours and apply for the state board test. We had to stay for the whole day at the beauty school, morning reading classes, and afternoon practicals. We practiced manicures in case we had customers in the afternoon, but if we didn't, we would practice on our parents or ourselves. Yuri is a Japanese girl who is good at nail art design. She passed all the written quizzes. She even took the higher version quiz than us. While we were practicing manicures with the customers, she always did nail art design. She loved to make the designs on the nail tip. She had done so many designs, although she never practiced the practical test of state board requirements like tips, tip overlays, wraps, and acrylic nails. She was unwilling to practice with customers even though the teacher always called her to practice. She thought it was not hard for her to pass the practical exam. She never came back for practical after she was done with the 400 hours of attendance, forgetting that one always performs at the level you practice. She was never at home. Finally, as we never thought of it, she did pass the written part but didn't pass the practical part. My teacher told me that she never practiced, and that's why she didn't pass. She didn't practice enough before she took the state board test. Yuri was so sad, she regretted it and blamed herself for not practicing. Right now, she has to wait for the practical exam again. And she has to pay the application fee again for the following practical exam. But the saddest thing is that she even doesn't know when the next practical exam is. She has to wait for an unknown period. Without the manicure license, she can't do anything like have customers. If she does, she will be jailed. She even can't find a job. She has learned that practice is essential for success. Right now, she practices daily until the schedule comes out. After Yuri's case, I learned that practice is very important to pass the practical exam. So I have practiced harder than before. I practice more than 10 times daily for my November 15, 2010 state board test. I usually try the acrylic nail first, which I am not good at. It's hard to work on the acrylic nail. The acrylic nail entails initially placing the nail receptacle on the nail position. The second is the combination of the polymer and the monomer by use of a brush, then putting the drip at the nail line and in the midpoint of the natural nail. The bead is then flattened through continuous pressing. Uniformly distributing the product's level remains the most challenging thing in this field. After finishing, I always file the nail to shape the free edge and sidewalls to smoothen the surface. It usually takes 30 minutes for me to finish one finger. The state board test only allows 15 minutes doing the acrylic nail. I will fail the practical exam if I use this speed. I don't want to fail like Yuri, so I practice often. Right now, I only use 10 minutes to finish one finger. I do believe that if I practice more, I will pass the practical exam of the state board test. I don't want to untimely wait for the retest and repay the application fee once more. I want to do this as soon as I can so that I can get my manicure license and look for a job that is being interested in having. I don't want to work at the restaurant again. With the license, I can have my own customer and earn money from giving manicure services. Conclusion. In conclusion, I am not good at working on acrylic nails, everwarps, and tips, and to sum it up, am not an expert in manicures. However, I do believe if I practiced more, I could be a genius at manicure services. I also believe that to pass my practical exams and obtain a manicuring license, I need to practice more because practice makes perfect, and this is the only way to make me successful and make my manicure dream come true. I, therefore, encourage each and everyone who wants to be perfect in each and everything they desire to achieve must often practice. If you want to find more works like this essay on Practice Makes Perfect, head over to ivypanda.com. It has a collection of samples with thousands of submissions covering virtually all academic subjects.